Hi there, today we're going to talk about the Star Wars Epic Collection Volume 2 for the Empire. This is a book I wanted to talk about because I just came across it cheap on a second-hand bookseller, but it was one of these, just a shelf-worn copy, so it's actually brand new. Got it for £12.50 as opposed to the price I will show on screen now, that is the current going rate for it. What's of interest with this is that there is a Marvel Omnibus scheduled to be released in the next month or so. Originally it was meant to be out at the time this video is going on, but it's been delayed a little bit in the UK, I think until May sometime. Anyway, this book collects a great set of stories. You've got Bombo Greenbark, and you've also got my favourite stories in here for the Empire Legends series, the Jedi Das Jenna. It's just a cool story, it's a cool character. I'm surprised they haven't tried to milk this character in the Disney Star Wars reincarnations. They could put him in and just, you know, take what they want from this, but maybe there's legal reasons for that, I don't know. Anyway, I think it's a great book. Let's have a little look at the flip through. I'll try not to ruin it too much, and we'll have a little wrap up at the end. Okay, so we have got the Star Wars Epic Collection, the Empire, from Marvel. This is part of their Legends run now, that obviously everything has been effectively reset since Marvel's acquisition of Star Wars. These are the Dark Horse stories. This is volume 2, and what I like about the Epic Collections is you get a nice rundown of what's collected on the back. It's essentially 4 stories. You get the volume number, so you can put it in a collection, and you get the years that it covers. With the Star Wars ones as well, you do tend to get a little bit more information, so they give you a nice little rundown of what's already out in the front. You get a good contents page showing all page numbers and the actual stories and issue and release dates, and you get these little explanations at the bottom of the page as well, so you can place it in the Star Wars universe, because obviously the Star Wars stories take place over millennia in some instances. The first story, you see a Jedi escaping Order 66 with some younglings and having to hide away. You also get introduced to the character Bombo Greenbark. He's with a bunch of sort of space mercenaries, pirates, just dudes trying to survive, really. They're mixed up with a lady who is also stacked. You will notice in this series, any blonde woman who turns up in Star Wars is heavily gifted, let's say, but you know, whatever. They get double crossed on a deal. There's some action scenes. I'm being purposely vague because I don't want to spoil this for anyone, but it's a fun story. You get this introduction into other areas of the Star Wars universe that you might have otherwise imagined, but they don't do it in the way that Disney does it, where they try and explain every single little thing. You just get a natural progression or a natural growth of story ideas. So what would happen after Order 66? What would people be doing? How would they be reacting? Would people be friendly to Jedis? Would people want to stay away from them? All that kind of stuff. Now, we're going to skip on to the next story, because they do all link up as well eventually. You have this one, Vector. This is a good story. You get a little bit of Darth Vader action at the start there, and you have him finding a site where he thinks there's a great source of power, but it turns out that there's actually a plague and a sort of mutating disease virus that causes people to turn into sort of monsters. Here we go. And Vader does one. Let's put it that way. He's not happy about it, and he does one. But it's a nice little sort of also ran, and it ties into a story from the Old Republic series as well, if you've read that. Now, this is the meat of the book. This is the one that I really like. This is Das Jenna and Blue Harvest, and he's a Jedi living in isolation. You know, he's not advertising that he's a Jedi, just trying to make his way around places, but he can't resist helping people. He gets drawn into helping this woman sort out a problem between 2 gangs, rivals. He has to make his way into the gang. He kind of hides his sword fighting skills a little bit. it's just real fun stuff. It's cool. The character of Das Jenner is great. He's such a badass, and he doesn't. You don't get over that he's trying to be a badass either. The story is tight. It's obviously a version of the Red Harvest story, but it's told in such a good way that you feel like it's proper original material. And I don't know why they haven't just adapted this into either a standalone movie, a 3-episode series even. The way Disney are so keen to marvelize the Star Wars universe by having, all these little characters and these little series and that. Why not just take this? It's there. Maybe it's to do with licensing rules or something like that, and they don't have the rights to it because this is from Dark Horse, and whilst they can publish it, maybe they don't have the creative control over it. I don't know. But anyway, you get your conclusion of stories with Das Jenner, and then with the epics you don't really get much in the way of extras. You get a few sort of sketches and designs, but that's it, which is fine for me. Okay, so that was the book. I say a great read, really pleased with it, really great value that I managed to get it for £12.50. If you want to wait for the omnibus to come out, do that, see what the pricing is. I don't think this is out of print at the moment, so you're not going to scupper yourself. But if you find it secondhand and you're not necessarily interested in having the whole omnibus, which may collect stories you're not into, this is a great standalone book. I've been buying more and more of the epic collections as I'm running out of space to keep my omnibuses, and also that I don't want to invest in big omnibus books that, whilst I'm interested in and I'm happy to be a collector of, I don't necessarily want them for my collection. I'd just be buying them for the sake of it. Let me know what you think about these stories. Did you enjoy them as much as I did? And please feel free to like and subscribe and comment on your favourite bits. And thanks for watching.